Hello everyone, my name is Layla and I'm with Big Culture and Arts Festival. I came all the way from Florida to New York to interview the infamous
Annabelle.
Thank you, Annabelle, for sitting with me. It is a beautiful day in Brooklyn and you brought us to this beautiful park over here. How are you feeling?
I feel amazing. Today's like one of the first warm days we've had since winter, so the vibes are super high and the seasonal depression is melting away.
As a Floridian, I'm super grateful for this weather because I'm a baby when it comes to the cold and I don't think that I'm built for the New York winters, so yeah. I'm grateful. And I asked you to pick a spot that was meaningful to you and you chose this park, McCarran Park in Williamsburg. Why is this a special place to you?
I feel like I always end up in this park for different reasons. Like me and my friend used to come do yoga in this park on the weekends. I do a bunch of interviews in this park with different artists when they come through New York. The Jolt Radio is right here and I play there every month. And yeah, I just feel like I always end up in this park, whether I'm like in between things or just coming here to hang out for a little bit. Parks are like so important to me because I love nature, and in New York you don't get a lot of that. So coming to a park like this and just touching grass means a lot to me. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I can imagine that having a little pocket of nature in New York and Brooklyn is really important. And I remember one of the things that we bonded over when we talked on the phone for the first time is that we were both going to go to law school, but decided not to go to law school.
Yeah.
I know that you were planning on doing environmental law. And I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel regret for not going to law school?
I don't regret anything. But I definitely am curious what my life would look like if I had gone down that path. But I feel like what I do now is my true passion, and there was actually, I feel like it was inevitable for me to end up here. So I have no regrets.
Amazing. Well, what you've created with your platforms is beautiful, and I have a deep appreciation for all things community building and those types of projects. And so I know that in several of your interviews, you've talked about how your goal is to create this online community. How do you feel like you've done that virtually of fostering connections and relationships to really create a community online?
Yeah, I feel like I saw someone tweet this the other day and they were like, the best way to build community online is to interact with the people who support your work. And I feel like that seems really simple, but especially in the first few years of building my work and that good shit, I was responding to every comment. I was having full conversations with people in my DMs, really getting to know people and building friendships one by one with everyone joining my community. And I feel like that's been a huge approach for me to building online community. When you're building online community, you don't really meet the person face to face. It's just a username. So taking that extra step to talk to people, get to know people. If you see someone coming back and interacting a lot, be like, oh, I recognize you, I appreciate you. Little things like that have been really big. And on the larger scale outside of that, I think just consistency has been really big for me building online community. Posting very often, always showing up, always being active in any conversation around music. And then also building online community is very tied to building IRL community. So I feel like doing in real life events and having times where you can actually physically connect to the community has translated for me into a strong online community.
That's awesome. And you can definitely tell that you have that personal touch with the platforms that you've created, whether it be personally or the brands with that good shit and all the other things that you do. So I think that's amazing. I think that's one of the things that can definitely set you apart as a creator and as a community builder. And I am very excited to introduce you to our community in Gainesville, Florida when you come to our festival.
I'm so excited.
April 11th and 12th, Big Culture and Arts Festival in downtown Gainesville.
Yes.
But I was watching an interview that you did with Eric, aka the Young God, who's also coming to the festival and running media for us.
Amazing.
And you had some hot takes on Florida.
Oh my God.
In that interview, you had some things to say about Florida, which a lot of them I agree with because our government is probably the worst ever and absolutely terrible. But out of that, a lot of beautiful creativity and community has blossomed. So definitely curious how you're feeling about coming to Florida.
I'm so excited to come to Florida. I mean, I've been a couple times when I was really young, but I haven't spent significant time in Florida. And I told you I went to Miami last year for a second. But I'm excited to see something outside of a Miami. And everything you've told me about Gainesville, it sounds like a really amazing place. So I'm excited to come down there. And I think no matter what's going on in the state, whether it's be it's government or Florida man or whatever else is going on in Florida, I'm sure Gainesville has a lot to offer. so I'm very excited to go down there.
We got the bikes, we got the springs for you,
Yes,
we got all those things
I'm
that you
excited.
love.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. I'm really excited that you're enthusiastic about it and that you're excited to come, and also seeing how your online community is responding to it after you posted the flyer has been really beautiful and really affirming. So that makes me very excited, and thank you again for sharing it.
Of course, people were so excited about this festival. Like, I had all my family members reaching out like, girl, this is amazing. Like, the lineup you guys have put together is crazy, so it was inevitable that once it was shared, it would go crazy.
Thank you so much. That actually brings me to another question. I'm curious how it feels being on a lineup with a lot of artists that you're homies with, ones that maybe you haven't gotten to meet yet, that you've already interviewed. What is that feeling like?
It like brings tears to my eyes thinking about being on this lineup, because people like Mike, the Alchemist, Navy Blue were like I remember seeing Navy Blue in 2021 and meeting him after a show and like shaking because I was so afraid to like meet him and like shake his hand.
Oh my gosh.
And same with like people like Mike and like Alchemist. Like, these are people that I look up to so much, like just as creatives, as community builders. The Alchemist is literally like one of the most important producers in hip hop history. I mean, like, to me, same with Mike.
Prolific.
And Navy Blue, like, what? And everyone else in this lineup, Pink, Siifu, Elijah, Kayla, and like, these are all just people that I feel so honored to have my name next to theirs. And like, if you told me even a year ago that I would be on a lineup like this, I would not believe you. So yeah, I'm blown away.
Oh my gosh. Well, we feel even more blown away and excited to have you. So thank you again. I will not stop saying that.
Thank you.
Who are you most excited to see perform at Big this year?
Wow.
She said everyone.
Everybody. probably like Mike. Just every time I see a Mike performance, it just brings me so much joy. And he just dropped his new album, Showbiz. I'm wearing a Showbiz t-shirt.
Yes, I noticed that. Okay, represent.
So I'm really excited to see Mike perform his new stuff. I went to his album release party like a month ago whenever the album came out, and then I was too sleepy to make it to his performance. So I want to redeem myself and see him perform at Big.
Amazing. And when we first talked about Big, I kind of envisioned you being involved in a different role, like whether it be the production or the media aspect, but I am really excited and grateful that we landed on having you as one of our headlining DJs for the festival. That kind of made me think of a question for you. Something that I've been wondering is, how does it feel kind of like switching through these different roles and personas? Because sometimes you may present yourself as like the tastemaker, music curator, and then sometimes you're just pulling up as Annabelle, the DJ. So what's that experience like switching between those?
It's been cool. I feel like I've always really looked up to creatives who are multi-hyphenates, and you know, I look up like people like Joe K, for example, who I just met recently, which was crazy. He was so amazing. I look up to him so much. He's someone who he's like a superstar DJ, and then also like a founder of a super successful business and like music empire. So I've always, you know, kind of wanted to do the same thing. So I feel like really cool to be able to kind of switch between the two things. It is interesting figuring out how to present myself as like a performer and then present myself as like a businesswoman and a founder. And I think it's cool that I get to be all those things at once. I want to be able to do everything I can in this life. So hopefully I can continue to branch out even more and show up as like every different version of myself that's possible.
Absolutely. She does it all, folks. She does it all.
I try.
And you remind me actually with that of a tagline that one of my friends back home, who's also playing on the festival, his name is Jordy Ortiz, or Double O Jordy. I think you may have met him recently at one of your shows, and he always says, my talent can't be labeled. And I'm like, okay, yes.
Exactly.
I feel like that's relatable.
Yes.
Amazing. So coming from like a sincere place of learning, I do have a question for you. I'm wondering if you ever get these feelings that a lot of us do of self-doubt, imposter syndrome, and if you do, how do you move through those?
Oh my God, all the time. I feel like it comes in waves. Just like I go through periods where I'm feeling really down on myself, or like where I'll be like, oh, I'm flopping, I'm irrelevant.
No.
Nobody cares what I have to say.
Stop.
I feel like oftentimes I'll initially try to move through that by like pushing myself to like put out content that I think is gonna blow up, or like I look at what my peers are doing and I try to like mimic what they're doing to try to make myself feel like I'm like relevant or that I'm doing good. And when that doesn't come from a place of authenticity, it like digs me into a further hole of where I'm like, wow, I can't even be original anymore. Like, oh my God. But then like the second I take a step back and like fucking take a breath, and I oftentimes affirm myself by like reading old journal entries or looking back on my old work and being like, I've done so much, I've come so far. I'm just in a rough patch. So I always try to zoom out. I feel like that is my like number one key for imposter syndrome or self-doubt. Like I try to zoom out and be like, okay, I've gone through so many times of self-doubt in my life. I've always gotten through to the other side. So I'm confident like this is gonna pass. So yeah, I just try to be like easy on myself. Usually like if I start to get really insecure about my work, that means I need to like take a little break. Just, yeah, try to like find balance in it all and just like find perspective. But self-doubt is natural and everybody feels it, and it's not something to be afraid of. Yeah, even like the most successful people in the world like doubt themselves, and it's not the worst thing. Like we can all get through it.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice for basically everyone that goes through that, is to just kind of like take time, zoom out, and you've obviously done a great job working through any of those feelings because you continue to grow, you continue to push through, and I think that's awesome. Like from an outside perspective, you know, all we're seeing is like hits from Annabelle, like hits. So that's amazing to hear that you like have your own ways to cope and like deal with those kinds of situations.
Thank you. And I think it's also important to remember, like for anyone like that you see doing well on social media, you don't see all the L's and all the like terrible days and all the things gone wrong. Like, and so whenever I start to like look at others and feel those negative thoughts of comparison, like they're doing so great, like I feel like I'm going through all these things, like everyone has their ups and downs, and it's like super natural. And I always think to myself, like all the people who I look up to who have made it are just the people who never gave up. Like they still go through hard times, but those are just the people who like kept powering through and never gave up. So
exactly, yeah. I think that's one of the most important lessons that I've learned ever, is that you have to work through doubt. Like never let doubt stop you, no matter what, no matter how scary it is, no matter the imposter syndrome that you're probably just putting onto yourself.
Yeah, nothing and nobody could make me quit, not even myself. That's a big reason why I got TGS tattooed on my fingers like a year after I started that good shit, because I was like, I would look dumb as shit if I quit and had this tattooed on my body.
She said,
till I die. I walked in for life.
Till I die. I love that. You gotta do it to the extremes. Yes. To the extremes. So where do you see your career going in the music industry or in another industry?
I definitely hope to be in the music industry for the rest of my life, or less in the music industry, but like in the music world. Yes. Like the music industry,
terrible.
I have thoughts about
Okay,
her.
Cool. I'm so glad. I was just like, okay, we'll get into that off camera.
But the music world, I want to stay in forever. And I mean, yeah, I just want to keep seeing how many things I can do. Like I really love the event production I'm doing. I want to get more into events. I want to continue to, you know, develop my skills as a DJ. I want to learn how to produce and make my own original music. I'm getting a lot more into like hosting. Like I've been hosting the Rolling Loud live stream, and I'm about to do it again this coming weekend in LA. So I'm really getting into my hosting bag, enjoying that. Yeah, I'm open to whatever opportunities come my way in or outside of music. I'm just gonna take it one step at a time and see where it goes.
This girl is booked and busy, y'all.
Booked and busy, and of course I want to see that good shit grow as a company. Like I want to see it grow beyond me. I want to continue expanding my team and have that good shit become, you know, just like a really well-known just like spot in music for you to go to, whether it be for shows, for artist interviews, like your favorite music media. Like I want to grow that good shit into a very successful company that can live beyond me.
It's already there, and it is getting there every day with every step that you take, every interview that you do, every post that you make. I, like, again, all the way from Florida, am seeing it and connecting to people over like the lineup, and people being like, oh my God, Annabelle Kline, like the one from that good shit. So again, we're extremely grateful to have you on the lineup for this win. For Big Culture and Arts Festival happening in Gainesville, Florida, April 11th and 12th, and you are contributing to a really significant step in this journey for us as festival curators and producers. And I wanted to ask you, if you had to give a quick elevator pitch to tell someone as to why they should buy their ticket to Big literally right now, what would you say to them?
I would say this is a once-in-a-lifetime lineup. I've never seen anything like this. It's such a beautifully curated event, and these are all artists who are going to be like excited to see each other as well. I feel like the energy is going to be high, weather's going to be beautiful. And this festival is just so thoughtfully curated. Like you can just tell by the quality of this lineup, all the people behind the festival, like the vibes are just gonna be super high. It's gonna be amazing. There's no reason why you shouldn't go. Buy your ticket to Big.
Literally right now. What are you waiting for?
Right now.
Big Cat, you're sitting down, letting your life pass you by.
Go
Buy
get your ticket on your laptop or your phone right now.
BigCalf.com. And before we wrap up, I wanted to give you a few gifts.
Okay.
So we brought these all the way from Florida for you, and these are gifts on behalf of How Bazaar, Dianzia, and Big Culture and Arts Festival, our brands. So first and foremost, I want to give you this hoodie.
Love.
This is a hoodie that I'm wearing right now. It's from our newest line that we just dropped with How Bazaar. Puff print, terry cloth, it's something that is really significant to us with the design. I know that I watched an interview from you and you mentioned that because of your philosophy background and your minor in philosophy, sometimes you sit down and you wonder and ponder if we're all just pawns in this world.
Yes.
And so one of our main logos for How Bazaar is this pawn that we designed and created.
Cute.
And this is kind of representing this metamorphosis of you as a person, because a lot of times we do feel like we are pawns, and we are pawns that are put on this distorted chessboard that doesn't feel like it has any answers, and you're just told go up, go down, but ultimately it is your responsibility to be a moral being and to choose right from wrong. And so this is metamorphing into something that is just like a more positive being, and especially in this time, you can see the back of it.
Oh yeah.
It says kind words for unkind times, and we created it right after the elections because this is a trying time for a lot of different reasons. So we just want to like remind people, spread positivity, and I think that's something that you do very naturally. So again, we're extremely excited to have you play the festival, and everyone that's on the lineup gives me those kinds of like sweetie pie vibes. So thank you again.
Yay.
Oh, and I'm so sorry, I forgot to give you stickers.
Yes.
Because of course, obviously, it's a mandatory.
Stickers. Love them. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you wanted to share that I didn't get to ask you?
Nothing in particular. I'm really excited for my set. It's gonna be fun. I've been like practicing real hard and getting a lot better as a DJ, so highly encourage everyone to come out, and congrats to you for putting together such a beautiful festival, and everyone who worked on this. This lineup is unreal. Again, I'm very honored to be among these names of some of the greatest artists alive today. Like, this lineup is so crazy. I can't say it enough, so thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank y'all for watching.
Cute.
We said bye.
Bye.
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
He's just like completely
He
gone.
abandoned ship. He's probably finding a new spot.
Oh well. He was like here for a
LOL.
second, like hovering, and I was like, I'm not even gonna look at him because he's making me nervous.
Oh, is that him over there?
Damn. Why he gets all the way over there?
I don't even know. Maybe he went to the bathroom over there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great interview.
You liked it? Did I ask good questions?
Great questions.
Thank you. You're such a natural speaker.
I've just gotten a lot of practice.
Like, it is a practice skill for sure.
Definitely. And I was a theater kid, so I also I've gotten quite good at just like delivering words with enthusiasm.
Yes. Theater is actually like one of the main ways that I learned English as a kid, and so I kind of just like did it more for like the skill of it, but like people have not let me live that down. They're like, oh, so you're a theater kid. I'm like, first of all, what's wrong with that?
So many of the most successful artists right now are theater kids.
Yes.
Like, if you ask anyone, like most of these are our favorite artists were theater kids.
For sure, they gotta be. I met up with Dev yesterday from Bathe, and he was talking about how he was a theater kid, and then we were talking about you, and he was like, don't be nervous, she's cool.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, okay.
Dev is such a sweetie pie.
Yes,
Big
he's really
sweetie pie
nice.
energy all around. I think like 2025 is the year of the sweetie pie. Like, I only tolerate like kind, soft people.
Literally, otherwise get out of my face.
No, literally, fuck, like, and Dev is such a sweetie.
Yeah, he's really nice.
Yeah.
We're done, by the way.